Hi everyone, Jill Lancet, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. How is everyone? Today I'm showcasing the beautiful new 2022 to 2024 InColors. The new catalogue will be released on the 3rd of May. And while I can't show you inside, I can show you the front cover, and you will be able to see this online when it's released on the 3rd of May. I hope that's not too glary. Or you can request a catalogue be sent out to you, so just let me know. But you will be able to see it when it becomes live in my online store. I hope that's not too glary. So I'm making a little set of cards basically just to show the new InColors, and I'll jump straight in with those beautiful new InColors. I'm using the InColor DSP. Again, that will be released on the 3rd of May. And of course they're double-sided, but they showcase all the colours. And I will show you the other side. So one side has this plaid or checked and a floral design, male, female. And the other side has stripes. Well, it's like a herringbone sort of stripe with spots. And of course that's available in all 5 of the new colours. But they're so bright and vibrant, and I have been teasing you with the colours on my Facebook page. So here they are in real life, and they're so lovely. So we'll get to the business first. You can go to my online store, and when the new catalogue has been released, you will be able to purchase these items. However, if you join my team, you can pre-order them now before the catalogue's released. And it's a great deal. It's $169 to join my team, and you get up to $235 worth of product. And as I said, you can choose from the new items before the catalogue is released. So if you'd like to learn more about that, just send me a text or a message, and or give me a call. My details are all on my online store. If you just want to place an order and it's under $250, this is the current host code, and it is valid until the 30th of April. So either way, you can order some current stuff from the current catalogue, or wait till the catalogue is released in May, which is the 3rd of May, or you can join my team and have access to these beautiful new pre-order items. So I'll just go through what we're using today. This is the stamp set and dies, so it comes in a bundle. The item number for the bundle is here. Now, you may be seeing this after the release, or you may want to just take note of it now. This is the page number, this is the item numbers, and these are the items. So I'm using one item from the mini January to June catalogue, and I'll run through those as well. So this is the beautiful Sending Smiles stamp set and die bundle, and it's quite versatile. There's all these tiny, well, they're not tiny, but they're little messages, and this beautiful stamp, you can either stamp it alone or stamp it and die cut, which is what we're going to do today, and then add any of these messages. So here's stamp set. I've already got the stamps out, and we'll be using these dies shortly. So without any further ado, we will get onto that. So I have cut everything, and I have made a card in each of the colours, but we will get to that to the end. Okay, so the first thing we need is a couple of scraps of the basic white. I've already stamped this because I stamped like 5 of them in a row and then just cut them out. So that's already stamped. We need a piece about this long. It's the width of an A4 and just wide enough to accommodate the dies and the stamps. So that's about, let me just make sure that is, yep, that's about just over 5 centimetres, so about 5.2. Anything over that would be fine. We've got our basic card, which is half an A4. These are in Australian measurements, by the way, and it's scored at 10.5. And we're making a landscape card today, so it'll be featuring that way. This is a piece of the beautiful, the name escapes me, Oasis, no, Orchid Oasis. Orchid Oasis. Now I've got to learn all these new names. So that's the ink pad, that's the cardstock. So this piece is 14.5 by 10.2 centimetres. That's going on the front of the card. Then we have another piece of basic white, which is 14.5 by 8.1 centimetres. And then we have a piece of the beautiful InColors DSP, and it is 14.5 by 7.6 centimetres. Now that is actually your 6x6 paper cut in half. So it's basically 3 inches, but in millimetres or centimetres it is 7.6. So you can use either side. Now because I'm using the beautiful flower stamps, I decided to use the flower side, but you can change it up if you wish. So first thing we're going to do is do some stamping and some die cutting, and we'll get that all ready, and then we can put the card together. So with our scrap here, we want to use our Orchid Oasis. Gosh. Anyway, I'll just get some scrap paper out. And because I like to stamp it off, and when you're using the photopolymer stamps, it's a good idea to have a stamping mat, a bit of foam, or sometimes even just some extra layers of paper or cardstock, whatever you have. But we do have a stamping, piercing and stamping mat that's available. So I'm just inking that up, and these ink pads are really juicy because they're brand new. I'm just going to stamp off and just see. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll just ink that up. I hope that's not too loud. It's going to get very busy here soon and very noisy. So I'm stamping, I hope you can see this, I hope I'm in camera. So I'm stamping more towards up this end of this piece of scrap because I am going to die cut that out. So just putting it down, I've got my foam underneath. I'm not pressing too hard, but I'm keeping it there for a couple of seconds just so the ink absorbs into the cardstock. And hold it when you lift it up because it's going to take it with it. There we are. Now it looks dark, it's going to dry a little bit lighter, and that's okay because it's all colour coordinated. My chamois that looks like it's seen better days. So what I try to do is just stamp it off before I clean it. Okay, so that's that stamping done. Now the next thing we're going to stamp is in the Parakeet Party, and it's a very, very vibrant if I can get it open. It's a very, very vibrant green. It's quite pale. And we're going to stamp this beautiful stem with some leaves attached. Now, don't smush really hard on your ink pad because they're so juicy, as you can see. Give it a try first. Okay. And we're going to stamp down this end and kind of on the diagonal. So I hope you can see that. So I'm stamping it there, allowing enough room for the die to cut it out. And there we go. Just holding it down for a second. There we go. And that's all we need the green for. So I'm just going to close that up because, yeah, accidents happen around here. And the other two are flowers. So we've got this large one. Oh, hang on a second, she says. I think I'm missing a couple of bits. I need these centres. I don't know what I've done with them. We'll find them, or not. Alternatives happen around here. So back into the Orchid Oasis. Just give that a little bit of a stamp off. Now you can make this lighter by stamping it off first. You can create a lighter colour, or you can go full strength. So I'm going to go full strength. And again, these ink pads are so juicy. Let's just try that. Okay. So we've got to allow a bit of room for the dies around them. So the big flower's there. And the smaller flower just here. So I've been playing with these all week, some of the newer products, and yeah, I think you'll really like them. So that's the stamping. Now, as I said, I don't know. Oh, here they are. Here they are. So that's the Orchid Oasis done. Just clean these off. It's that simple. This is my Simply chamois, and it's just got water on it, and it cleans them up beautifully. Good for the environment, good for your skin. I'm just going to pop them all over here out of the way. Now, I just wanted to put these on a smaller block, and these are tiny, tiny wee little centres for the flowers, and I'm using soft suede, and I am going to stamp them off first. The others I didn't, and I think it's too dark. So just stamping down once. We'll see what it looks like. Yep, okay. I think I do like it stamped off best. So we'll stamp it off once, and just fits in there. Now I'm not directly above that, but it doesn't matter because it's whimsical. And this one here is very, very tiny. So we'll stamp that off as well and pop that in the middle there. Lovely. That's all the stamping done. And now we're going to do some die cutting. Just pop these all over to the side. Okay, so these dies actually fit into our mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. Now, if you've been watching me before, you'll know that I've christened mine Bertha, because that other is just too much of a mouthful. So this is it. This is Bertha. This is our mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. And it opens like this. These two little doors open. It's not heavy. It's quite lightweight, and the handle is easy to turn. Now, you get everything you need when you purchase this. So you get plates. These are the plates for cutting. As you can see, I've used this a lot. So the first thing I like to do is use some removable tape, because I don't know, it doesn't matter what I do, it always moves. So I'm hoping I'm in camera here, and I'm just lining that up. Now, Stampin' Up! Dies actually go to the edge of the image, so it's not terribly hard to line up. A little bit trickier if you're not directly over the top of it, but I think that's fine. Let me see. Looks pretty good to me. So I'm putting that one through first, only because this die here will interfere with that die there. So I'm doing it, I'm going through twice. So I'm just going to, and I hope you can see that. It's a bit tricky when you've got loose paper underneath. So it just goes right through, and it just pops out very, very easily. How beautiful is that? Now, if you were doing a lot of these, you would keep this first one, cut a whole pile of them out blank without stamping them, set up your stamparatus, and just pop the blanks in, have the stamp in the position. I think I've shown you that before, and then you can do it like a production line. So we'll just get rid of this piece here, because that's just going to annoy me. So that's scrap. Now, I can put the rest of them on here using my removable tape, and that's just this frosty sort of tape, and I think I've already got some on here, so we'll use that. So it does peel off really quite easily. Now, I hope you can see that. My camera's been moved a couple of times in the last couple of days, so I'm hoping that it's pretty close. Okay, that's better. That's much better. So that one's in place. I'll do the leaves. Now, pay attention to where this stem part is down here, and the stem extends up alongside there. So if you have that in position, you're doing okay. Well, actually those two dies are going to clash, so we'll have to do it in more than one. So I'll do the small one now. And there's always, see there's a big double petal there, so that's that double petal. So if you see that, it's quite easy to line up. Now, I'm not over this, like directly above it, but it's close enough. So we'll get those cut, and then we'll come back and we'll do the stem. So they're done. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Take these off and do our stem now. You think you've allowed enough room right up until you want to cut them, and then you haven't. Never mind. That's the way the cookie crumbles around here. So again, keeping that stem, as long as you can see green in there, and green running along the edge of that one there, and your leaves are lined up, you should be in business. It does give a slight border, so there is, you know, a small margin for error. But you know what? This is a handmade card, and if people want perfection, they can go and buy a printed card. So I'm just closing this back up, popping it up on my shelf, and it's easy. I take that one to classes because it's lightweight, it's small, it fits in my little travel bag, and yeah, it's good. I keep my big one set up on a little desk behind me. So all of our flowers and our greeting are done now, so we can put our card together. So we'll bring back all the pieces, and we'll go ahead. Now the first thing I did was glue this piece to the white piece. And I'll show you a sneak peek of the card. So I'm gluing that to that. I'll bring in the other cards at the end. Oh, I was just going to use this. Better take that off. So here's my stamp and seal. You really only need a little bit of this stuff. It's very, very strong and it's very good. Sometimes it sticks to itself and it makes glue string, but yeah. So when it sticks, it sort of sticks. So you want to get this right. You want to get the border top and bottom, and I hope I'm in camera. Just move that up a bit. So that looks okay to me. So then that's going on to the center of our plain panel of the Orchid Oasis. Yep, I'll get it eventually. So we'll just pop that on as well. You really do only need a little bit of this stuff. So kind of like one in each corner, one on your long end, and I might have to just do this above because I really can't see with the camera overhead. So that looks about right. I'll just pop that down. Okay, we're nearly done. So this beautiful collection of baker's twine, you get 5 in the packet, and they are in all of the new InColors, so they're going to match. It's a no-brainer. You can buy the ink pads, the cardstock, and the DSP, the InColors DSP, and you've got so many combinations of the colours that are on trend at the moment. And there's also some ribbons. I can't show you inside the catalogue, but there are some ribbons that will go with the new InColors. But I chose the baker's twine. I like it. It's easy to work with and adds just that little bit. So because it's the colour and white, that's why I chose to put this pop of white here, and to tie it in with the basic white card base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some stamp and seal, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the back, about a third of the way up the card. So normally what I just do is put a piece there like that, a piece there like that. So you can see it there. on the edges. And I'm just going to wrap the baker's twine around and catch it in that. So putting it about that far up. I'm just going to wrap it around. Now you can do it straight or you can have it crossing over itself. So I've just caught it in there, and then I'm just going to go across here, leave a little gap. I'm doing it straight. And continue along. Make sure the gap is around about the same. It's very soft, this baker's twine. So last piece. So you want odd numbers. 1, 3. You probably wouldn't want 5. But I think the fact that it's got the colour and the white in it, it breaks up that colour just a bit. So just chop that off. And that's ready now. Yes, I'm checking to make sure that's the right way. If you've been watching my videos, the other day I put one on back to front or upside down. So I'm going to use the liquid glue. Now, I made this little glue holder, and it's essentially a tea towel holder. You glue it, it's got a piece of double-sided tape, a circle of double-sided tape, and you glue it on the edge of your cupboard or whatever, and then you're meant to tuck your tea towel in there like that, and it holds it for you. I originally bought it to hold my bits of cloth, and then I looked at it and I thought, you know what, the glue would stand up in there. So inside there, I don't know if you can see that, but there was a little cup, like a little well, and I just rolled up a blob of blue tack, poked it in there into that little well, and then my glue stands up. It's on my desk. It's not taking up a whole lot of room. The glue is down and ready to use, and I don't have to keep taking the lid off all the time, which really bothered me for some reason or other. It's a screw lid. It's no big deal, but for some reason or other, it just bothers me. You've got to undo the lid, then put the lid back on. So I found this was a really good way. I mean, you can buy things, ready-made things, but I got those at the $2 shop. There was 3 in a packet, and yeah, they were only a couple of dollars. I just put some fun foam on the bottom just to give it a bit of a heavier base. So gluing this onto the front, and we want to make sure the string is in that lower third, and there will be a very, very small white border all the way around. So there we are, card base done, and now we get to do the fun bit, which is decorating it all. So here's our beautiful flowers, and this is the way that's going to go. It's obviously going over that, but you could pop it under there, and I might do that just for a change. Pop it underneath the string, and that way you could glue it flat. I popped it over the string, but yeah. So you don't need a lot of glue, really. That's all you need. So I will pop that under there, and you want to position it just not straight up and down. That's a bit boring. You want to have it at a bit of an angle to keep the flow of the card going. Now these we are going to pop up, and I have some Stampin' Dimensionals. Where's my take your pick? You'll be pleased to know I found it the other day. So one in the middle of the small one. You could probably put one in the middle of the big one too, but I like to make sure that they're pretty stable. And the best way to get these things off is with your take your pick. Just stab it and peel them off. So our big flower is going up here. Let's pop that in place. A small flower going on this stem. You can put it whichever way you wish. I think it's nice to have that stem peeking through. And we're nearly finished. So this message is just a scrap, and I've just cut it. Well, it doesn't look too straight at the moment, but yeah, it won't matter. So what I did was I wanted to have the sending on an angle, and I wanted to have our message coming across. So I've left the scrap a bit big so that I can trim it off. So I want it to be about there. So I'm going to chop it about there. And then the other end, I wanted it at, just to add a bit of interest, I just wanted to cut that at an angle. So cut it at an angle about, probably about there. There is a die in this set. What did I just do with it? It's gone. It's like a black hole, this desk. Honestly, you put things down and they disappear. I don't know where that went. Doesn't matter. There is a die that will cut out all of the sentiments in this set if you wish to do that. And we could have done that, but we didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this straight flat to the card. I'm going to pop that up, but I need to have that in the right position when I glue it. So I'll use a bit of glue, that way I can wriggle it around if I haven't quite got it in the right place. So just a little bit of glue on there. I think it was about there. That looks pretty good to me, so that can stay there. Now, the mini Stampin' Dimensionals fit on here really, really well. I didn't have to cut any of them. So I'll just show you. Mind you, I do use a lot. As I said, I like to have them really secure. But look, they fit in perfectly. Once upon a time, we used to have to cut them down, cut them in half or whatever. But yeah, these fit really well. It even fits in the top of the H there, so I'll show you that in a tick. So one in there, one in there, and you've just got to make sure that your two straight sides fall between the perimeters of that H. So there's that. Now I've got to get them all off. So yeah, that's the hardest part, is getting them off. But the take your pick is really, really good. These nails are pretty much useless for stuff like that, and that's why I like my take your pick. Okay, so we're going to position this now. We want to hide the end of that. Just make sure I'm doing it correctly. Right, so now that's the card so far. So now we're going to make a bow out of this beautiful baker's twine. Now I'm making a triple bow, and that might sound a bit complicated, but it's really not. It's just 3 times the amount of twine that you would normally use. So 3 lengths, so about that much. And I'm just going to cut that off there. I'm going to leave it uncut, and you just gather your twine. Uh-oh, our little stem came out. Never mind. We'll just pop that back in. In you go. Nobody knows except you and me. Okay, so I do rabbit ears. I don't know why. It just seems easier for me to do the rabbit ears. So you just want to tuck all 3 of the loops through. And just, it is a bit fiddly, but the end result I think is really nice. So I always stick a finger and a thumb in the loops when I'm tightening it, because they don't disappear then. So there we go. That one's a little bit bigger than that one. Easy peasy. Now there's always a tidy side and an untidy side. Just choose which one you want. And that's going on there with a glue dot. But first, now I got this handy dandy dispenser, and yeah, sometimes it's a bit of a pain. So what I'm doing is I'm just popping a glue dot, I'm sliding it off the paper, sliding the paper under there. Just use my take your pick. And I just want to position that because I want the baker's twine to be secure when I put the bow on. So I'm going to kind of gather them in the middle, gather them together, press it down. Hopefully it'll come off. Yep. And then when I pop them down, they'll be in the right place and they'll be secure. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my bow. Just pop a bit of, oops, sorry. My camera's used, I'm used to my camera being down a bit lower, and I checked it and it was a bit too high. So, and there we have our little glue dot on our bow, and we'll just secure that on there like that. Give that a bit of a press. And I'm just going to trim these off now. So you can trim them to whatever length you wish. But I think it's a nice bow and a nice accent with that baker's twine, given that it's got the white breaking up that colour. It'd be a bit too much, I think, if it was all that colour. Now, what I did was I then embellished it with the polished dots, and these are in the January to June mini catalogue, which again has disappeared into the black hole. Oh, no, there it is. There it is. And they are on page 87, these polished dots here. And I just found the stamp set with the dies, and I'm just going to show you the dies. There are 2 dies, and they will fit all of the sentiments. And I'll just pop one out and just show you exactly what I mean. This is probably a bit smaller in size, but you stamp it on your scrap and then you can die cut those out, and it gives it this beautiful little fluted corners on them. Didn't think to use them. Was too excited to get in and make a card. So there you go. So that's out of the way now. So the polished dots in the January to June mini catalogue. And they come in 2 colours. You can see one's kind of like a pinky colour, and the other's like a frosted clear colour. And I chose to use the frosted clear ones. That way they go with any and all. So I just put 3 on. I just put one there, a big one there. And you want to kind of put them in a triangle effect. I might go another big one because just because. So I've created a triangle here, and it keeps the eye moving around the card whether you're conscious of it or not. But that's our finished card. I'll bring the other colours in now and show you all 5 of them. Just clear some space on this monster of a desk. So this is the Orchid Oasis. This is the one we made just now. This is the Starry Sky. It's a beautiful deep blue. And while this looks quite mauve or violet, it's actually a blue violet. So you can see how they would pair together really beautifully, those 2 colours. Then we have, there were 3 blues in the new InColors. This is the Tahitian Tide, and that's a beautiful, bright, vibrant blue. So I'm just popping them down so that you can see them side by side. Then we had the Parakeet Party, which is this very, very bright citrusy green colour. So I paired it with the new sweet sorbet flower there. And this is the sweet sorbet. So you can see how really bright and beautiful they are. And yeah, I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on them, to be honest. So there they are. Quite a simple card, really. It's just a bit of die cutting, a bit of stamping, and yeah, get to play with all the new products. So don't forget, you can go onto my online store and you can check out the new catalogue when it is released, which will be the 3rd of May. Or you can join my team, which you can also do from my online store. You just look for across the banner, across the menu bar, it'll say join. And you will get $235 worth of products of your choice. And if you want the new products before they're released to everybody else, then do it before the 3rd of May. If you are just placing an order and it's under $250, my current host code is this series of letters and numbers, and it is valid till the 30th of April. So I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a sneak peek, and I hope it inspires you. I don't tend towards the bright colours, but these are really beautiful. I'm quite impressed with these. I think the last lot of InColors were quite subtle, quite muted, but these are very, very vibrant. And I'm sure you're going to see more. So stay tuned here and we'll have some more sneak peeks. Thanks everybody for your time. I know everybody's busy, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.